Our next guest does not want to wait for Russia to invade Ukraine to take action. He is one of 4 GOP House members to just introduce a bill to sanction Putin's regime right now. Republican Congressman Michael McCaul from Texas is a ranking member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee and joins us now. Sir, welcome. Thank you. Why do you believe
Sandra.
we need to act now?
Well, I think, deterrence is a key. Weakness invites aggression. Russia's been doing this buildup since last March. Now they have 150,000 troops on the ground. The Biden administration plan's not working, and we're on the cusp of an invasion. When you have bad behavior, there should be consequences. We believe that sanctions limited before an invasion should be taking place to stop an invasion and a war from happening. And this would be against the banks that have funded the troop buildup and also the cybersecurity attacks that we've seen in Ukraine. I think, again, weakness invites aggression. Our bill by the top House Republicans on House Intel, Armed Services, Foreign Affairs, and Chairwoman Elise Stefanik, we think would send a strong message to Putin of deterrence rather than weakness, which is what the Biden administration has done.
Okay, I want to get more on that in just a moment. But you said you believe that we are on the cusp of an invasion. There are some questioning whether or not Putin has been bluffing with this buildup of troops along the border. Is that a possibility?
Well, I hope so. We hope an invasion doesn't happen. He's accomplished some of his goals already in terms of dividing and weakening NATO. He seems to have the upper hand in the region. He's got a lot of options on the table. But at the end of the day, Sandra, I think he's always wanted Ukraine, the breadbasket of Russia, back. He wants to divide and weaken NATO. But to your previous segment, this is really cornerstone all about energy. He wants to control the Black Sea. So he wants Mariupol and Odessa ports in the Black Sea to control energy. President Biden waived our mandatory sanctions that Congress passed on Nord Stream 2. This is another sanction we want to see go forward without a presidential waiver because this president waived it in the national interest of the United States. How is that possible to allow Putin to complete his pipeline into Europe while he shuts down Keystone Pipeline, and then we have a ransomware attack by Russia on Colonial?
To be clear, Congressman, that pipeline's already completed, and there's no gas flowing, I believe is your point. But would that be enough of a deterrent to shut that down now, considering, as General Keane has pointed out, it may not be as much leverage as some think because the gas is currently not flowing to Germany. It is not currently a revenue source for Putin.
Well, it has been built, but it hasn't been certified. And the lead lobbyist for that pipeline was the former German Chancellor Schroeder, who led the effort, ironically. It has been completed, but not certified, which will take about 6 months. They need to get a European country to sponsor it. And so we still have that leverage and time, but you're right, the clock is ticking out.
So I wonder why there's such division, even with our own NATO allies, on how serious this threat is. Why is that happening?
Well, I think what Putin has done is effectively divided Western NATO countries who are a little further away from Eastern NATO countries like Poland and the Baltics, who are right on the border of Russia, and they've been invaded by Russia many times. So they see this in a very different way. And Germany, quite frankly, has not been the best NATO ally. And their chancellor has not once come out publicly saying that they would shut down the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. I do agree that would be the best leverage to stop Putin from this invasion.
Well, he did say publicly, standing next to the president when they delivered that press conference, that he would stand united with the United States when asked about shutting down that pipeline, while not naming it by name. Do you not take the chancellor at his word?
I think they're trying to play it both ways, and I worry that they're more concerned about that pipeline than they are about NATO security and what Russia is doing. Absolutely. That's part of Putin's calculus, is that he can get away with this and invade like he did in Georgia and Crimea and get away with this and control the Black Sea. And remember, our other adversaries are watching this very closely, like President Xi, who stand hand in hand with Putin at the Beijing Olympics, talking about their pact against NATO Western aggression and also about Taiwan, Western aggression in Taiwan. This is not just about Ukraine. It's about global energy dominance. It's about Communist China invading Taiwan. It's about the Ayatollah that we're currently negotiating with over an Iran, nuclear bomb, and also Kim Jong-un, who fired 2 rockets off last month, claiming they were hypersonics.
Congressman, I appreciate you joining us. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks, Sandra.
Okay. Looking live at Ottawa.